Hivi ile sio kweli?
Kama waliweza kutudanganya katika corona, ukaya isolation iwe lonely, alafu ufe kwa depression, wakwambia kuna ugonjwa unaitwa corona. Unadhani nini wanaweza wakakwambia
ukawaamini?
Kama wanakuambia mbegu zako za asili ni mbaya, ununue GMO ili wakutawale kwa chakula, unadhani utakwambia nini?
Ni wafuni.
Kama wanakuletea kuku wa kisasa ambao wana magonjwa, unaondoa kuku wako wa kienyeji.
Unawaamini?
Alafu baadaye wanakuambia inabidi tutumie matibabu sijui na vitu gani. Utawaamini nini Marekani? Marekani ni sehemu ya wahuni walioamua kutawala watu wengine wasio na akili timamu. Kwa hiyo kwamba ni taifa kubwa, Marekani takiwa tambulishwe kama taifa la wahuni linalojipambanua kwa hila kujionyesha kwamba ni taifa kubwa duniani.
Since the ancient days, we've had human beings who have tried to explore the human psychology. Since the ancient days, we've had sacred schools, we've had recreation schools that have tried to do a study of the human mentality and the human's actions. So since the ancient days, we've had individuals like the alchemists, like all these mystics and the great spiritual masters who have tried to understand the inner parts of a human being. This includes his or her own psychology and also the elixir or the elixir of life. So they've tried to dissect and find from the source of every human being's actions. So these alchemists, these individuals like the mystics, like the great spiritual masters, have tried to find what informs a human actions. These are individuals who discovered that a human being has this special ability that no other living form has. These individuals discovered that the actions of a human beings are informed by knowledge and another force that runs all natural living forms.
What we do not understand is that we humans are only part of this ecosystem. And when we kill part of this system, we are killing ourselves. That's what we need to understand.
So these individuals who decided to find the elixir of life and the origin of human actions, these we've said are the ancient great teachers and masters and mystics. So these individuals, like the sages, they tried to find that which is the essence of our actions. So in this examination, they came into contact with the psychological realm of a human being. This was through philosophical introspection. This was through every method that they had discovered that could find or could dissect the behaviors of a human being, from the behaviors influenced by external factors to the behaviors that originate from the animalistic tendencies in a human being. So they did a great research of this and found the psychological realm. So this psychological realm, these mystics, masters and sages and philosophers and great philosophers of the past discovered that in one psychology, it's a collection, or one psychology is a collection of the data that one has intaken since birth. So the data that one has intaken since birth is the psychology. So this psychology is the byproduct of the past experiences recorded in the mind. So these past experiences recorded in the mind play out in form of thoughts, in form of imaginations, in form of memories, in form of mental creations. So when these actions emanate from this mental realm, when our actions emanate from our psychological realm, then the philosophers, the mystics and the ancient sages claimed that that was a deadness, an identification of oneself with already recorded data. So in this process of trying to find the elixir of life, or that which is the well of life, that water of life, in their quest, find that life force in all living forms and that which enables all actions. In that process of finding that, they discovered this psychological realm where most people spend their time in, where all people find their actions from. So this mental and psychological realm, this realm of thought, this realm of the mind, this realm of the recorded data, the recorded memories in one's head or in one's brain. So this world is a world of the known. This is a world made up of a bag of dead stuff, of already experienced stuff. So when one is identified with this already experienced stuff, then one is dead according to the mystics. One was dead. One needed to be resurrected back to the actual. So this mental, psychological and world of the mind, this mental world, these imaginations, these dreams, these memories, these mental creations, thoughts, These are byproducts of the experiences that we experienced since we were born, and through our sensory system, through our nervous system. This information found itself in our heads. These are movies, these are music, these are the news that we hear, these are the propaganda in our societies, these are the gossips that happen around us. So all these are taken in and they shape one's psychology. The things that you learned in school, the things that you've ever watched in your screens, the things that you've ever heard in form of gossip or just passing time stories. So all this stuff that you've gathered from the books, from the human psychology that you've learned from the elder people. So all this data kind of forms one psychology, kind of forms this mental bag of knowledge. This kind of form a bag of memory from which we can imagine from, we can utilize to create mental imaginations or mental standpoints. So our psychology is a byproduct of the things that have shaped us since birth. Our psychology is a byproduct of our memories and our recorded data in our heads. So as the psychology, we are dead. We are far from this present experience. So we claim to have memories that while they were happening, we were in our dreamlands. Just as right now, the things that are happening right now, we are not experiencing them fully. We are half in our mental imaginations and the things that have happened just a minute ago or an hour ago or 2 hours ago. So while we are in that world, we cannot perceive the actual, and so we cannot record the actual data. So this is a kind of reasoning or utilizing a thought or a memory that was recorded in a wrong manner. So while the experience is happening, we are in our imagination world, imagining and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking. Yet when the future comes, we refer to that experience that we never experienced. That while it was happening, we were in our minds, we were thinking, we were focused on our mental imaginations and dreams. This is kind of kuzuba. So when umezuba, you are not in the actual. You do not perceive the actual fully. You do not pay attention to this master that is actuality. So while the actual is happening and you are in your imagination world, then you cannot serve two masters. So you either serve the master of in your mind, the master that is in the recorded data, already gone data, already not actual data, or you experience the actual fully. So it's either you get lost, uzubai, upotee kwa mawazo, or you live in this present moment fully. So when you live in this present moment fully, then the future memory will be from an instance that was actually seen, that was actually perceived. But when we are absent-minded, then we will tend to record distorted data. We will tend to have a memory that is not recorded from clarity of perception. So these mystics, these sages, these ancient spiritual teachers who began sacred schools and the sacred schools, so these schools of thought were created to try to understand how a human being's action can emanate from the highest form of order, from the highest form of reasoning, or from the highest form of logic. So when the action was irrational, then that action represented propaganda. Then that action represented the mind, represented that which is a byproduct of distorted knowledge, that which is a byproduct of distorted information. So when we are identified with our mental creations, then we tend to distance ourselves from the actual unfolding moment. So when we are absent-minded, when we are not fully focused on this actual moment, then we are in a data that is gone. We are identified with the data that is of the past. We are identified with already gone data, with already gone stuff. So these might be people who hurt us before. These might distress about things that we've suffered before. These can be us remembering traumatizing past experiences and giving them life and suffering of them. So these past experiences, when they are revived, then the psychological realm comes into play. The psychological realm is reviving or a reutilizing of that which has already gone, of that which that has already passed. Just as a remembrance of food cannot fill your belly, just as remembering water while thirsty cannot quench your thirst, just as dreaming of some great clothing cannot make you look smart and clothed up. In the same way, an imagination of the past, an imagination is not the actual. So when we substitute the actual with a dream world, with an imagination world, with a mental world, then we've substituted that which is actual, that which is alive and present, for that which is a fantasy, and that which is just a fantasy which has no actuality, a mental world, a mental creation. So, and just like imagination food cannot fill your belly while you're hungry, and just as imagined or dreamed water cannot quench your thirst when thirsty, in the same way, an imagination of reality is not greater than the actual reality. So when we perceive reality in this actual moment, then we will be focused on that which we will need for memories in future. So let's all live, let's all resurrect to the actual and make a bold step away from that which is mental, of that which is mental creation and mental imagination, and we will live